Why you should treat your physical space like software. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan, and this is where I explore how the workplace is changing and what the future of work is going to look like. I want to give a big thanks to the folks over at WorkMarket for making this episode possible. WorkMarket's a vendor in the freelance management system space. They help organizations and freelancers come together and connect. So if you're a company looking to work with freelancers, or if you're an organization, or if you're a freelancer, I should say, looking to get gigs, then check out workmarket.com. I've used freelancers for many years. In fact, the person that's going to be editing this video when you see it live is a freelancer that I have never met. I rely on them for many aspects of my business, and I'm sure you can as well. So check out workmarket.com. Now, on to the topic for this episode, which is why you should treat your physical space like software. So what do I mean by that? Now, in software, there's of course this popularized concept of the lean approach, the lean model, where basically what you do is instead of spending all of your time designing this crazy software product, you test, you iterate, you bring customers into the process, and you make incremental changes instead of dumping all of your eggs into sort of one expensive basket. So you test, you iterate, and you kind of go along the lean startup cycle. If you're interested, Google lean startup and you'll see kind of what that process is like. But again, in a nutshell, it's about making incremental changes and bringing customers into the process instead of just spending all of your time and money designing one thing and then showing it to people. Now, what do I mean by designing our spaces like software? Well, the best example I can think of is Airbnb. And they actually do a beautiful job of this. And they actually think about their physical space like software. And with software, what do? We oftentimes iterate, we make changes, and then we put it back out for people to see. We collect feedback, we make changes, we fix bugs. We need to think about our physical space much the same way. In other words, our physical space isn't a permanent fixture that always has to stay one way. See, the big problem that organizations today are going through is they used to spend many, many millions of dollars designing these fixed structures, all cubicles. Now what do? Well, cubicles is no longer in fashion, so they're spending millions and millions of dollars redoing everything and making it open spaces. What's going to happen in the future? They're going to spend millions and millions of dollars doing more changes. So instead, what companies need to do and what they need to think about is how they can make incremental change and test ideas and collect feedback from what employees value and care about and implement those changes. Airbnb does a phenomenal example of this. I actually saw their offices in San Francisco not that long ago. And you can actually see how they test out ideas, how they make changes to one of their office designs and layouts. They look at what employees value, what they care about. Not everything works, right? Sometimes they make changes to their office design layout. Employees don't give them very good feedback on it, so they change it and do something else with it. That is really an important way to think about the physical office design, the physical office layout that you have. It's, the workplace is continuing to change, and we're going to see more changes over the coming years. And maybe the office fad will go out of style. And then what's going to happen after you spend hundreds of millions of dollars redesigning all of your campuses? So instead of designing something and giving it to employees, bring employees into the process, find out what they care about, what they value, and make those design changes with employees brought into that process. I'm actually working on a concept and a really cool visual that's going to help explain this employee design experience. But I think that is a very important and good way for organizations to approach their physical space. So again, don't just do something and spend hundreds of millions of dollars on it and show it to employees and say, hey, what do you guys think? You bring them into the process, make incremental changes, continue to make changes. It's a never-ending cycle. So we have to think of our physical space much like software. There's going to be bugs. Not everything's going to work. You collect feedback. You make changes. You continue to improve. And hopefully, you give the power to employees to design the types of spaces that they want to see. You give them the tools that they want to use to work. You give them a combination of multiple environments that they want to be a part of. The organization in this perspective is supposed to act as the enabler, as the supporter for the employees. Find out what they want and say, let us give it to you, instead of saying, here is what we are giving to you, let us know what you think. Curious to hear your thoughts on this. Are your organizations going through design changes, through physical changes? How is your company thinking about that? Do you have any good examples that you want to share? Leave me a comment below. If you want to get access to more episodes of these videos, visit thefutureorganization.com. If you want to get access to podcasts, articles, etc., again, you can visit the same site. Make sure to visit the Future of Work show. It's in YouTube. It's right where this video is. It's a series that I've launched where I go inside of companies to tour their offices, look at what their design spaces look like, and speak with their executives and employees around the changing workplace. You can connect with me on Twitter @JacobM, and if you want to suggest a topic for me to cover, or if you're interested in sponsoring an episode, email me, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. I will see you next time. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.